You know what's more brutal than a fatality? Losing half of your health to an unblockable attack. Today, let's discuss the best command grabs in every Mortal Kombat game. Make sure to post your favorite command grabs in the comments below, and without any further ado, let's get started. So first up we have Mortal Kombat 9, and in this game, Cyrax had easily one of the best command grabs in the entire game, and it's also one of the most unique command grabs, because as you can see on screen, it's actually not a single input, it's an entire string. So if I just press the first button, back 1, all I get is this. If I want the entire command grab, I have to do all 4 buttons. And I bet a lot of you watching right now are thinking, come on Underdog, that's not that bad, only 13%. However, keep in mind that's already more damage than a regular throw in this game. But the damage is not what makes this command grab so godlike. Once Cyrax landed this, he was at plus 50 on hit. That's right, he has 50 frames of advantage after landing this thing. And what that means is Cyrax gets a guaranteed jump and punch after landing this command grab. And then of course after landing a jump and punch, he's still plus, so he can go for a string and then end with a 50-50. And both the overhead and low are completely safe on block. So let's go ahead and add up all that block damage. First you have the jump and punch, that's 1%. This first hit is 1%. The entire string is about 5%, and then you end with this, so that's 8% in total. Or in other words, this command grab is not 13%, it's actually over 20% once you factor in all the block damage. And then after all that chip damage, you still had to guess right on the 50-50, otherwise you were going to eat a decent amount of damage. But then we have the scariest part. Let's say your defense is absolutely godlike and you're blocking every 50-50 after he lands this command grab. Well, guess what? The Cyrax player can just do this instead. After the jump in punch, he can command grab you all over again, and if you wanted to escape this, you'd have to release block and then tech the command grab. However, I would advise against that because Cyrax does have the most damaging combos in the entire game, and as a result, you're better off just taking the command grab in most situations. In fact, even at tournaments, it was not uncommon to watch a pro player just eat the command grab over and over again, because in most scenarios, anything is better than getting hit for a full combo by this character. So as you can see, this command grab is much more than meets the eye. It is not just a measly 13%, it's also guaranteed block damage into a 50-50, or it can loop into itself. And once you factor in all those options, it is easily one of the best command grabs in the entire game. And then next up we have Shiva, and this command grab is actually an overhead, which means it only hits the opponent when they're crouching, but if it did hit you, it would lead to a very damaging combo. Even without meter, Shiva could easily do around 50% damage. And you can't just stand block all day, because Shiva also had a very damaging low combo as well. Look at that, 30%, and she's left right in your face for more pressure, frame traps, and mix-ups. And as a result, you didn't really know how to block against this character. And then on top of that, she had some built-in 50-50s. This string normally hits low twice in a row. Well, now it's a low into an overhead. Oops, you blocked wrong, dummy. Here comes a 50% combo. But don't worry, this command grab gets even more broken, because if you were crouch blocking during certain strings, then you couldn't even stand up to block the command grab, even if you knew it was coming. The game simply would not let you. But then we have the most broken situation of all. Shiva's down 3. If she landed this and you were crouching, the throw was guaranteed. There was absolutely nothing you could do. It didn't combo. But even so, the game won't let you stand up before the throw comes out. In fact, you can't do anything. You can't go for an attack, an armored move, nothing. Once Shiva landed this down 3 when you were crouching, it was all over. The overhead throw was completely guaranteed, so I hope you had 2 bars available for a combo breaker, because if not, you're about to lose half your health bar. Now believe it or not, at a high level of play, Shiva was actually very bad, but even so, she had some really broken aspects about her character, and this command grab was definitely one of them. Once you factor in the damage and the block mix-ups and the guaranteed setups on hit, it's easily one of the best command grabs in the entire game. And now it's on to Mortal Kombat X, and I think in this game, Sub-Zero actually has the best command grab, and what's crazy is he did not start off with this. NetherRealm gave it to him much later during the game's lifespan. Believe it or not, it used to be the final hit of this string right here, but then they just took it away and gave it to him as a separate command grab, which is honestly much better. And I bet you're wondering why this command grab is so godlike, because the damage is actually quite pathetic at only 5%, but here's the thing, you could special cancel it into whatever you wanted to, which means it actually does 13% and not 5%. And then if you had the meter, this bad boy led to full combos, and I'm not a Sub-Zero player, player, so I'm gonna keep it simple, but just check this out. We're getting around 24%, and that entire combo was started with the command grab. And even if your command grab didn't start the combo, it was still a great way to end things, because once again, that second special cancel did some good damage. And if all of that wasn't crazy enough, look at all of these tick throws that Sub-Zero has. I think he might have the most tick throws out of all the characters in Mortal Kombat X, which is absolutely crazy. And as a result, trying to block against Cryomancer Sub-Zero was an absolute nightmare. You never knew when that command grab was coming. And that's why I do honestly think that Sub-Zero has the best command grab in Mortal Kombat X. But next up, let's talk about Erron Black, because his command grab was also quite godlike. For starters, just check out the range on this thing. It comes in from downtown, and believe it or not, it's actually faster than Sub-Zero's command grab despite its amazing range. And then on top of that, just look at the damage, 13% by default, and then if you want to spin the bar, he's getting 19%, so that's not half bad. And it also puts the opponent at full screen, which is great if you want to play keep away. And lastly, Erron Black has some tick throws as well, not nearly as many as Sub-Zero, but even so, he has quite a few. And I almost forgot to mention that both Erron Black and Sub-Zero have armored command grabs if they spin the bar. And if you ask me, I think that is the two best command grabs in Mortal Kombat X, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Which command grab do you think is the best? And now finally it's time for Mortal Kombat 11, and if you ask me, Kotal Kahn has the best command grab in the entire game. For starters, some decent damage, 125. But if you played this game at all, then you know that you have to meter burn it, because not only do you get more damage, but you also get a damage buff. So everything Kotal Kahn has does more damage, including his command grab. Instead of doing 125, it now does 139. And if that wasn't crazy enough already, he can buff this command grab up to 3 times. And just for fun, let's see how much damage that would do. I'm gonna buff it a second time, and by the time I'm done here, I'm gonna already have my third bar available. Here we go. Let's get my damage buffed one more time. And now let's see how much damage this command grab does by itself. That was 212 while meter burned, but by default it does 154. So Kotal Kahn's command grab gets better every time it lands. So already that's crazy, but keep in mind Kotal Kahn has several ways that he can buff his damage. He can use the totems, or he can simply land a parry. All of these things will increase his command grab. Let's see for fun the damage after parrying a single move. Look at that, we're already getting 20%, so just imagine you parry more than one move. Imagine the damage buff there. No, let's not imagine. Let's do it right here and now. That's one parry, that's 2 KD parries, and here's a third parry. Let's see the damage on this command grab when you amplify it. Oh my god, it's gonna do so much damage. Look at that, 220, not too bad, not too bad. I got a bit too hyped there, I apologize. Alright, how about the totems though? Let's do 3 different totems. How much does the command grab do in this situation? I bet the damage is gonna be up there. And oh my god, I was right. Look at that, almost 30%. And then imagine if you mixed and matched these damage buffs. You got some of the KD parries, you summoned some totems, and the throw was already buffed because you landed it earlier. Just imagine all those things working together. And to make things even crazier, Kotal Kahn has several tick throws, so while you're busy blocking, he just sneaks in one of these command grabs. And believe it or not, Kotal Kahn used to have more, but NetherRealm took some of them away to make him a bit more balanced. So for example, this string right here, back 2-2, that used to work, but it does not anymore. But honestly, I think NetherRealm may have had the right idea with that decision, because as you've already seen, this command grab is absolutely ridiculous. It powers itself up, and then on top of that, Kotal Kahn has several damage buffs already to make it even stronger, and it also has a bunch of tick throws. And then for the Terminator, I wasn't sure which one to pick. The Running Man is pretty good, but I think I have to give it to the I'll Be Back breaker, because this thing just has so many options. You can keep the opponent in front, or you can choose to switch sides, and then once you land every single option for this command grab, you gain access to one of his best combo extenders, which leads to crazy damage. And even though it is possible to combo into the Running Man crushing blow, you're just never gonna get this kind of damage. Not to mention, the I'll Be Back breaker is just so much easier to incorporate into your combos. I mean, just look at this crazy amount of damage. We're getting over 50%, and it only cost us 1 bar of meter. And that's why I do think the I'll Be Back breaker is slightly better than the Running Man. Don't get me wrong, they're both fantastic, but I think I'll Be Back breaker barely comes out on top. And then for an honorable mention, we have Melina's, because it is actually the fastest command grab in the game. It starts up in just 10 frames. Or in other words, it's just as fast as the regular throws in this game, but unlike a regular throw, you cannot tech out of a command grab. Once you're caught blocking, this thing is guaranteed to land. And to make things even better, it also breaks armor, and if it catches just a break away, you're getting some juicy damage. And I think that's about it for the command grabs in Mortal Kombat 11. Trust me, this game has so many, and a lot of them are really good, but I only wanted to mention the ones that I think are the absolute best. But make sure to let me know in the comments section which command grab is your favorite, not just for Mortal Kombat 11, but also Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 9. And then while you're down there, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It really does help me out a ton. And finally, if you haven't already, make sure to suplex that subscribe button. That way you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.